What is up, guys? It's Jimbo here and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be talking about Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a review of the game after around about 10 hours of play. I played a bunch of it yesterday and I just wanted to give you my overall thoughts on it. I'm going to be breaking down some other content in future, just getting through the game at the moment. I'm not trying to rush anything, but I just wanted to give a little review of the game and my overall initial thoughts. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video to this when I get deeper into the game with the end game and all of the different loot, the activities and such, and when I complete the story. But if you haven't already, or you are new here, make sure you hit the like button on the video, subscribe for more content, and turn on the notification bell. Check out all the links in the description for my socials. So the first thing I'm going to do is break down into a couple of different areas, and that first thing is going to be the story and also just the writing in general of the game. I personally think this is one of the best written Borderlands games that we've had in quite a while. I have only played Borderlands 1, which was the initial start of it. I played a lot of Borderlands 3. I completed that as well. I haven't played too much of Borderlands 2, but apparently that is one of the best ones, so don't murder me in the comments for that. But I think that the writing of this is very good. Tiny Tina being the dungeon master or the bunker master, and really playing into those Dungeons and Dragons types themes where she's just like altering things on the fly. And if you're a massive Dungeons and Dragons fan, you'll notice some of the things as well that she does that DMs do. They just kind of do things on the fly. And then I also really like Valentine and also the Dragon Lord. Valentine is played by Andy Sandberg, and he just delivers some awesome lines throughout this, and it's just very fun. And you can see how crazy the character is whenever they are talking and you know, interacting with Tina. Ashley Birch does a fantastic job with Tiny Tina as well. And then also the Dragon Lord, which is played by Will Arnett. He's really good as well. He's kind of a cool antagonist. And I just like the interaction between those characters. And then just some of the quests like are really fun. Like this is kind of like a mini like spoiler for a quest, but there's one quest where you're essentially fighting a war between Smurfs, and then there's another quest where you are going to get Excalibur or like Excalibur basically. So there's those themes of you know, different fantasy genres and stuff, and just different weird and wacky things that the team seem to be have let loose upon when it comes to this. And it feels good because I feel like the story isn't rooted in the Borderlands lore. There are characters there from Borderlands have been there before, but I feel like the team has had a lot more creative freedom because they don't have to tie it into another narrative or keep it within a part of, you know, Borderlands or the initial trilogy. So I feel that it's just one thing that I really enjoy so far, and I'm finding myself laughing all the time, and just some of the different quotes that they come out with are absolutely fantastic. Moving into gameplay though, I think that this is probably one of the better like Borderlands games that I've played. Obviously Borderlands 1 was very different to what we have right now, but I like the system that we have. I like that the grenades have been replaced with spells, and the different spells do different things. I also am playing as a Claw Strider, I think it is, or a Claw Zerker. Essentially, I am, you know, I have the ability to throw a hammer out, which is really cool. Like the different action skills and also just the general loop of gameplay is very fun as well. I've been enjoying that quite a lot. And I feel like, you know, I'm trying to use my spells and abilities more than I am actually using my guns, which I think is actually like a testament to the gameplay loop, because I know Borderlands is a lot about the abilities and the guns that you're using, but I do enjoy using the abilities in this, and I think the gameplay is very smooth. I haven't had any problems pretty much throughout my 10 hours of playtime so far, and I think that this is, you know, going to be one of those games that I put a bunch of hours into. I may not put, you know, hundreds and thousands of hours into it, but I think this is a very fun gameplay loop so far. The loot system in the game, which I'm going to talk about now, the only problem I have with Borderlands is this is a gripe I've had, and I think loot games have this issue throughout, is that loot doesn't really matter too much until you get to like end game, and it kind of is like, you know, you get a really good setup going and then you're just getting a bunch of green weapons or gray weapons and stuff that just don't really add to what you're doing. The item score doesn't really play up for me. There's a bunch of like cool weapons that you just want to try out, but they're just not as good. And I feel like that's just maybe the early game when it comes to Borderlands games. But in Wonderlands, it's pretty much the same. And a lot of looter games run into this issue. They make the, you know, the campaign and the overall like normal aspects of the game just kind of generic when it comes to the loot that you get, and then it's when you get to end game you start getting some crazy stuff. Outriders was the only game that really did that for me. It made me care about the loot in the early game and having a build early. Now I am trying to get a build together right now, but I feel like, you know, the skill points and the stat system is kind of leaning more into that compared to what I am getting. Like the armor I'm getting which has certain, you know, stat traits on it. And also, like, the spells I'm probably paying attention a little bit more to. But the guns and such, I'm just using whatever the highest damage is or whatever I feel like comfortable with when I am going into different combat situations. So, yeah, that's just my only gripe. But I'll obviously have a different opinion on that when I get to endgame and I'm able to get, like, a bunch of epics and legendaries and that type of stuff. I do like the melee system, though. I do like the, you know, the melee loot that you have so far, because it kind of plays into the class that I'm playing, and I like that because I didn't really use melee too much in the other games. It wasn't really as fleshed out, but I felt like the melee system in this is very much fleshed out when it comes to Wonderlands. So my final touches on the little mini review that we have here is I love the world. The gameplay is fun. I'm having a blast with it so far. I think that there's obviously going to be a difference in opinion when I get to end game and seeing what all of the different chaos dungeon type deals are. There's like a chaos gate thing that I can't wait to try out, and just different builds with different characters, essentially trying to level up a bunch of those as well. And maybe just the build crafting is what I'm like here for. I love build crafting in all games that allow me to do stuff in looters, and I think that this is going to be one of those that I can mess around with. There's two different trees essentially, and you can also multi-class as well, so there's a lot to kind of play into here. You can go like a pure down your class, you can go like a mixture between multi-class as well, so that's something I want to try out because I've only just unlocked that. But the story's good, the side questing is pretty fun. The little overworld that you have to go around with is pretty fun as well. Kind of leans into the Dungeons and Dragons themes, or bunkers and badass themes in this sense. The loot obviously is just a general gripe, but that will change as I get further through. And yeah, that's pretty much my overall thoughts after 10 hours of Wonderlands. If you disagree or you want to talk about the game, let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to discuss the game so far. I'm enjoying myself. I'm going to try and work on some other content on the game as I get through it over the weekend. It's obviously going to take me a little bit of a while because I'm slogging through all of the gameplay. But that's all I really have time for in today's video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe as always. Turn on the notification bell down below. And this has been Jimbo. See you guys next time.